Reunions, conspiracies, and pussy. Cats are everything in episode 5 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Honestly, just drop the monsters. I mean, they aren't even in the show anymore, so just call it Legacy of Monarch. It's cleaner that way. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be talking about everything in episode 5, some small MonsterVerse movie Easter eggs, things you may have missed, and some great theories on where we know no doubt where this is going. So grab a bag of chips, you snacky little boys and girls, as we get into episode 5 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So the episode kicks off with the group trapped in a Monarch containment facility, and Kentaro single-handedly getting them out. One of the biggest things, and tying back to the show's ongoing theme of secrets and characters wearing masks, is May having 2 different passports, living a double life that we kind of had theorized. Duval reads the passports, one being May Hewitt's, and the other Lyra Mateo, who we assumed was May's sister back in America, but I think there's definitely far more to this that I'll get into later.
Oh. You tease.
The main chunk of this Monarch holding facility section is them interrogating and being in awe of Shaw's 90-year-old age. This again has come up. It's come up multiple times. I personally thought that this was a big old joke, haha moment, because this mofo isn't even close to looking like he is 90, but it sounds like some sort of a run-in with a Titan may have actually made him immortal. Yeah, I don't know, some sort of Indiana Jones mumbo-jumbo, but we learned last week that, Titans can confuse people with the group walking in circles, so I'm curious if Shaw in a future flashback scene will be shown saving some sort of Titan who grants him magical powers. I don't know, man. The show is getting weird. But I gotta say that the scene of Shaw being shown the forgotten projector reel, which I love how they had it overlay his young self with his older self, even though it you missed it by just an inch or two, is interesting because he longingly looks at Keiko, and yes, it could be because she doesn't make it according to episode 1, but I'm saying that Shaw and Keiko were actually
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He seems a bit too sentimental, so what a twist it would be to find out that the 2 Randa kids were actually his.
Hey, it could happen.
The biggest takeaway is Shaw exclaiming that Monarch is wrong and has been for a very, very long time, with the intro music kicking in like it's supposed to be some grandiose hint at something much bigger. I think it's a much deeper conspiracy within Monarch that will start to kind of get in some flashbacks back to the 50s. I have an inkling that it could also tie in with May and the Stratus Secure Bunker home commercials that we see when they land in the San Fran airport. They land in San Fran, picked up by Kate's mom's work friend, aka Slam Piece, and head to the FEMA housing in Alameda Point, where Kate is emotionally reunited with her mother. Aside from her suspicions being proven right, that Hiroshi had a separate life, not much is built into the main storyline here. The biggest takeaway is that, she basically sent Kate over to Japan to investigate in the first place. She had an inkling that Hiroshi was up to something a little sketchy here or there, but that's about it. They fill her in on the office discoveries in Japan and say that they need to get to his San Francisco office in the quarantine zone, blah, blah, blah. They sneak in, are given a time limit, find the office, don't get caught. It's basically a Last of Us, avoid the bandits in the rundown city level. Now, a flashback within a show already littered with flashbacks, we get a glimpse of May's life before G-Day, as she meets her assumed girlfriend at the same rundown coffee shop from the quarantine zone, Grounds Hero. Get it? Ground Zero? So this bit seems to be painting a day in the life of Kate as she, has a girly friend, but is unsure of the next steps. She wants her to move in, but Kate is hesitant. But why? Anyway, at school, the remaining kids actually showing up for education are watching the Godzilla and Muto attacks in Honolulu the next day, as featured in the 2014 Godzilla. Look, it's right here. Look, boom, it's the same fight. with a lot of them claiming it could be a hoax, but things turn real quick. This is both a PTSD moment in two different ways for Kate. One is that she essentially breaks up with her girlfriend then and there, and this later then leads to the Godzilla attack and her losing a busload of her children to that very attack on the bridge. Honestly, making that scene in the very first episode much more of an emotional impact. Now I see why Kate is hella depressed, like all of her kids just plummeted to their death right then and there. But the bigger thing tying in with the ongoing theme of hidden lives is Kate actually cheating with a dark-haired temptress. This is why Kate was having a hard time moving in and kinda sorta was putting up barriers. Everyone's got something to hide. Also, this box says trout because you know damn well that room reeked of fish.
Hey, yo!
Actually, this is a trout brand of apples with a little behind-the-scenes story here. The apples growing actually poisoned a nearby lake, causing the fish to become toxic, which is all ironic to the brand of apples now being called trout. But I see this as a subtle nod to the quarantine zone getting people sick due to the Titan's radiation. For example, the guard claiming that one of the dudes had the flu once again. Now, Kentaro did eat some chips in the zone, so is he gonna get sick now? They get to Hiroshi's hidden San Francisco office looking for more clues, and it is just comical that the very map that they need, with pins specifically showing what locations they want, is ripped off the wall by Kentaro. I got a kick out of this. Luckily, with the knowledge of an independent artist, he knows how to use sunlight to figure out where those missing pins were along the satellite map actually originated. Would this work? So they figure out the satellite imagery points to San Francisco, Alaska, and the next spot is Africa. This is surely the path that Hiroshi has been taking. The next stop is Africa, but I'm saying that this is actually a map of the Hollow Earth tunnels and Titan locations. Godzilla was in San Fran, the Frostvark was in Alaska with the glowing pulsar portal, and Africa has a few Titans of its own, confirmed on the maps in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And if we look up the latitude and longitude on the satellite map, we get a location in Algeria, which is close to the border of Morocco, meaning that the next Titan that they will find is Titanus Baphomet at the probably not founded yet Monarch Outpost 68. I'm pretty sure that this Titan has yet to be seen, not introduced in Godzilla King of the Monsters, only actually mentioned on this iPad. So I'm guessing it's going to be the flying bat monster briefly shown in the opening credits. Baphomet is a demonic figure worshipped by the occult, meaning it could be like a, quote, flying devil monster. There's some unused concept art for King of the Monster showing a similar winged titan, and I personally think that this is going to be the main antagonist for Godzilla to hopefully fight at the end of this series. Maybe, again, I am theorizing, but the pieces are starting to fit into the puzzle. So Africa seems to be the next place for the group as they get back to the quarantine zone safely, and Kate informs her mom about Hiroshi still being alive and that they're gonna go find him. All seems to be well, happily ever after. May calls Duval, asking her to live up to the arrangement presented to her earlier in this episode. So May has given up the Africa discovery, with Monarch probably being there by the time that the group gets there as well. I think May had to do this because she is in big trouble with some powerful people, specifically whoever this Lyra Mateo actually is, but more specifically, the Strata Corporation. When this bunker commercial plays, May begins to act a little bit strange and continues to make odd looks and comments throughout the rest of the episode, specifically when tours of the disaster zone and profiting from it are mentioned. I'm saying that this Strata company is who May was actually working for originally before going on the run, and they specifically are using the Titan's trail of destruction for profit. For example, selling people these bunker homes. Much like any disaster, someone needs to profit, so I think May worked for this company, learned way too much of their true motives, exposed them somehow, I don't know how yet, but then ditched the country under the Lyra persona, who's probably someone that she worked for at the Strata company. It would help tie a lot of the pieces together and continue with the show's hidden theme of lives and masks and people, not being truthful. I mean, it's gotta mean something because it's a hold on this commercial. They're supposed to see it, and there's a specific name attached to this brand. Anyway, that is episode 5 of Monarch with barely any legacy of the monsters. At this point, the show has entirely given a middle finger to the big old monster boys and handed them unemployment checks. So what did you think of this episode? Any theories you may have? And what are your thoughts on the show overall? Are you actually still watching? Let me know anything and everything in the comments below. Our giveaway competitions are starting up again, as we'll be giving away 3 random 2023 Blu-ray movies on the 15th of December, and all you gotta do to get a chance of winning this is like this video. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on Monarch Legacy of the Monsters. We pick the comments at random, and the winners will be listed on screen in December. And if you haven't, please check out all of my other social media accounts for my Shorts and Clips YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and my new Retro Rewind channel in the description. We'll be back next week with episode 6, so have a great weekend, stay healthy. I'm thankfully better, so that is a plus. Bye-bye, everyone.